What up, guys? James from Bolt Bros here. Hey, want to talk about Greg Roman and what his offense could bring to the Chargers for 2024. It's going to be different, guys. I don't expect it to be the same kind of offense he was running in the past. Justin Herbert's a different beast, right? So let's see how Greg Roman could build Bolts better for 2024. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Bolt Bros, let's go.
Bolt Bros!
All right, guys. Once again, appreciate all the love and support too. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel if you have not. We always appreciate your support and love hearing from you in the comments below. So once again, guys, let's talk about the man of the hour here. You got Greg Roman, man. He's been in the NFL for a while, very tied to Jim Harbaugh for a very long period of time. So it made tons of sense to bring in a guy that has been connected to Jim Harbaugh. I mean, if you look at the whole coaching staff, for the most part, a lot of people are connected in some level with Jim Harbaugh or the Harbaughs in some level. Gotta love to see it, guys. And really what we all know about Greg Roman is that he is going to be an offensive genius for the run game. Now, the pass game is to be determined, but I think, once again, Greg Roman has not had a quarterback like Justin Herbert. Bottom line, done, period, exclamation point. It's going to be a big difference all around to be able to have a quarterback like Justin Herbert. And so I'm excited to be able to see what he can do for us. But the bigger part of it is in the past couple of years with Justin Herbert is that he's never really had a run game. And that's going to be the pacemaker for this team. This is going to be the one that could control games. That could be the one that could punch people in the mouth and show physicality to this team. And that's one thing that I'm very excited about Greg Roman and what he's providing here for this team. Now, I was a little leery just because thinking, oh, man, this guy's just a run game kind of guy. But, guys, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Kamani Vidal, as Isaiah Spiller, we got a good little stable of running backs, that could really make this team work. Once again, the O-line is key and paramount to the whole success of the run game and even for the passing game. You don't got an O-line, it could be a little tough all around. To make this all work, you need a good solid O-line. And once again, we went out and got Joe Alt, first pick. Make sure you get the best tackle in the draft. Boom. Solidifying the O-line even further. Making sure you got guys out there. You got Bradley Bozeman, center. He's got a guy that has success as a center under Greg Roman. Makes sense. There's a lot of things out there that make this hiring great for the Chargers and building this team correctly. So I just want to emphasize a couple things what Greg Roman's done in his past as a coordinator. So notable NFL records: total rush yards, single season, 3,296 yards in the 2019 Ravens. Once again, that was a Lamar Jackson MVP year. Rush yards by a single season for a quarterback, 1,206 yards. Once again, Lamar Jackson's a different quarterback than Justin Herbert. I expect Justin Herbert to use his legs a little bit more efficiently. I do think that there's a couple different options out there that he should have done that. And a lot of times, pump fake has been one of those things that I really want him to see him utilize and also run, doing a pump fake and going to get that first down or whatnot. I think there's little things that he's working on right now, but I think we're not going to see 1,206 yards by Justin Herbert on the run game. No way. But hey, maybe 300. I'll say that. Let's say with that. Over under. What do you guys think for that? Time of possession per game, 34 minutes and 47 seconds. That is huge, guys. More than half of the game, you'll have the ball in your hand. You want to be that team that controls the clock, controls the game, finds the way to be able to make sure the other team doesn't have opportunities. And I would love it to be able to see the Chargers be able to do that. And I think we have a good chance to do that. As long as our run game is stable, our O-line is stable, I think we have a great chance to do that. For the most part, the Chargers have always been kind of a 50-50 type team and generally losing in the time of possession for most games in the past couple of years. So got to do that. First team ever to have 200 plus rush and pass yards per game. I think that's pretty fair. I think we could probably have a good amount of that where we could have this run game just going and just beating people down constantly and to be able to have a high amount of rush yards every single game. I mean, think about it last year. I think it was against the Dolphins and we had a massive run game. I mean, I think we got like, was 160 yards, I believe, on that game. Where we're thinking, wow, we might have a run game for once, guys. Well, you're going to consistently have a run game with Greg Roman or G-Row. Now we're consistently going to be able to have a quarterback that could throw over 200 yards a game. I'm pretty confident we could do that, and we could even possibly even do a 300-yard type quarterback per game, or most games over 300 plus yards. Maybe we could have about 150 yards per game, 170-ish per runs per game. I'm good with that if we could do that. And I think that we can do that under Greg Roman. I think the one last whole stat that was interesting about the Niners, only team in NFL history with 300 plus rush and pass yards in the same game. Now, totally possible. I mean, we got obviously one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Now, 300 plus yards rush in one game, man, they were cooking that game, weren't they? That would be awesome to be able to see, and that's something we have not seen for a very long time. Maybe back to LaDainian Tomlinson years of being able to have a 300 plus rush type game. That would be awesome to see. So, just emphasizing, Greg Roman is going to bring a physical, downhill running type game to this team. That's his bread and butter. The big thing about Greg Roman, when he was off 1 year after he got let go from the Ravens, it was a big thing that he was emphasizing about learning the passing game a little bit more. Now, maybe my whole thoughts here, you heard about a year ago that there was like Jim Harbaugh was interested to go to the Chargers, and there was like a rumor kind of going on there and everything too. You know, Spanos has said, hey, we're going to keep our guy for the moment. Brandon Staley's going to be our guy. I would not be surprised if Jim Harbaugh basically reached out to Greg Roman after he got let go and said, hey, look, get ready. I'm looking at the Chargers. Let's say the Chargers already talked about it. Say, hey, we're going to bring in Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers. Totally could be that way. I'm sure that he already had that connection with the Spanos and saying, hey, look, if you're going to let go of your guy this upcoming year, I'm going to be your guy next. Sure, he probably talked to Greg Roman and said, hey, watch Justin Herbert. See what he can do. Find a way to create a pass offense that works well for him. I'm sure he's going to adjust things quite a bit. We'll see how far it goes. But I'm excited to be able to see what this new offense could be, and maybe even a revitalized version of Greg Roman on the passing side of things. So who knows? Once again, Justin Herbert is a different animal to have on your team and your offense. It's something he has not had since basically Andrew Luck at Stanford, pretty much. He had basically Kaepernick, Alex Smith, and Lamar Jackson. Oh, and even Tyrod Taylor too. So not like he's had the top tier type guys. Andrew Luck obviously was an absolute stud as a quarterback in his college days and in pros, but he was never coaching him on the pro level. So either which way, Greg Roman's going to bring a run game. That's for sure. Faux show. So let's get into a couple different plays here. I love looking at this play. Very, very interesting formation here. So I call it the kind of the plus formation. So essentially what they did, now that's probably not the real terminology for this set, but I'll view it as that way. It basically looks like you have two tight ends to the sides of you. You have a running back in the back end. Almost it's an option play at this point where he could kind of decide, hey, maybe I could hand off to this tight end, or maybe give it to Gus Edwards. I could run the ball. You could basically even pitch it maybe even out to the tight end here, but he's going to be kind of forced more as the running blocker here, essentially a lead blocker. The right tackle is going to go on the outside here too. Now, the big thing about this play is just finding a way to neutralize him. I'm sure he's going to chip him out, push him out. He's basically going to clear out this linebacker at this point, also chip basically the nose tackle here, center straight up. Now you got Gus Edwards, who's basically going to spy him and go after the linebacker to clear out this lane here too, and also give you kind of more of an edge play here too. Beautiful thing I love about this too is that you have basically a very loaded line here. You have 6-man line here. You're adding a fullback to the left tackle position, if you want to say, to pretty much neutralize all these three guys here. There's nobody here basically taking care of them, and they're going to be done. They're going to be out of this play. Now, this center is basically going to get probably blocked by him, possibly chipped, and then this center is going to basically kind of go square up a little bit here with this middle linebacker, who's probably going to be spying mostly on Lamar Jackson at this point. It's a beautiful play because there's a lot going on here with this play that's confusing to a lot of people. Why is the fullback outside there? Now, why do you have essentially two tight ends here that you could do anything? Then you have a running back in the back end, and then you also had Lamar Jackson as a threat. So essentially you had 3 to 4 options here that you could work with too. Now, the play is designed to be able to say hand off to the tight end. The tight end will go out to the edge and, green area from there. Lead blocker coming with him, basically to take out this corner here for you. If all goes well, Gus Edwards will neutralize this linebacker here at this point. It's going to be green from that point on. I love looking at this play, and I expect Foley to be able to see these type of plays in the Chargers offense this year. This is a Greg Roman type play. Physical, physical, physical. Just bottom line, punch them in the mouth, take over the game, and neutralize players. I think this is an awesome, awesome play, and I'd be excited to be able to see this type of play happen for this team. So it might be kind of a change where it might not just be a tight end. Maybe even Darius Davis might even be back here. You think about adding speed to this back end. Maybe you'll even put him in a kind of position like that. I think that would be really cool to see too. Now, I think bottom line, these are the plays that you want to be able to see. Confusing the defense, don't know what the heck they're doing, neutralize these players out, and basically make sure you got kind of a guy that's helping him out to be able to make sure he can get as most yards he possibly can. I feel like in the past with the Chargers, it's always been like, hey, guy, you got the ball, figure it out. Nobody's blocking downfield. Nobody's really trying to neutralize out players. Nobody's trying to help you to get more every time you carry the ball or catch the ball. That's something that I'm really, really hoping to be able to see with this team. And with this run game, and if you do run plays like this, we are going to have some great success all around. And once again, you think about it. What if you had Joe Alt here in this right tackle, right? Big old 6'8" Haas running on the edge over here. Holy smokes, who's going to mess with that guy? That guy's going to bury anybody in front of him. So that's an exciting play. And that definitely makes me think like this is going to be fun to watch, guys. So let's go. Let's go. Next play. So interesting thing here, real tight box all around for this run play. I love it once again because you're neutralizing players again. So you got basically, your left tackle here neutralizing. You got basically the right guard coming over here, hitting basically the center. Then you got the center jumping over here, getting over to the other. It looks like basically a tackle of some sort. And then you have basically another guy here as a right tackle, basically just taking out this guy. Then you have the swing from the left guard coming out to be essentially a lead blocker for the running back here. And you also got Ricard here too. So you have a fullback there back to be able to even help out and kind of steal the edge over here with a tight end over here to be able to create this lane right here. I'm excited to be able to see that because once again, you're going to have a big hoss leading the pack, pretty much getting either of these two guys. You would probably think you could just try to, neutralize one of the edges. Like say if he gets into this outside point where he leads out and he finds a way to just basically neutralize him and bury him, say on his left shoulder, Gus Edwards could run on the outside and see you later. Green grass in front of you. You got to love seeing that. I do feel like these are going to be a lot of overloading type boxes, type situations, mass amount of blockers at the line that could really, really create big lanes all around. Now, once again, you do have wide receivers still on the outsides, which are not in the picture, but they could get involved with some of this blocking here too. Who knows where they're going to go with this, but I think this is going to be great. What if they just had a wide receiver kind of go out here, take out his corner, seal him off, and then you have basically the swing guard coming in here and just taking him out completely. This whole area right here could just be a massive, massive, gain if that all works out well. Once again, I love it. Tight box, a lot of blockers, overloaded all around, and make sure that you could just out physical everybody in the box. It almost seems like you just have more men essentially in this picture that could dominate the defense. So love to see it, guys. It's exciting to see something like this. Now, once again, I don't expect much difference from the run game by any means. I think the run game is going to be literally Greg Roman's run game. Justin Herbert's a different beast than Lamar Jackson. A lot more that you could work with him because now you have a true phenomenal downfield type passer that could really go out there and do a great job of throwing the ball when necessary. Now, do I expect him to throw 40 yards or 40 passes a game? No, I don't think that. We're going to probably see him out, I would say, in the 20 to 25 type range, but he's going to have to make those throws that are necessary to be able to extend drives or seal a game, or maybe, just play efficient ball. Make sure he makes those 3 to 4 type plays in a game where he just basically makes it harder on the defense to be able to get the ball back from us, I should say. So I'm excited to be able to see that. So now let's jump into the pass game here. Now, I don't think this is the most prettiest to play. I think it's pretty simple in my opinion, but you do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the line. versus 4 and 7. So you have 7 men in the box there versus 6 plus a 7 being as in the running back. He doesn't look like he's going to run in the flat or anything. That's a change right there, guys. Think about how many times Austin Eckler's caught the ball from the field. Just a little dump off to the running back, let him do his thing. I don't really imagine we're going to see a lot of that this year. I don't think we have a lot of guys out there. I think Kamani Vidal could be one of those guys for kind of a pass catcher type situation out of the backfield. I just don't know how many times he's going to be able to be on the field this year with JK and also Gus Edwards. But either which way, we'll see. But bottom line, it's like almost like a max protect situation. I don't really like these routes in the sense because I do feel like, once again, it's kind of just simple routes that you just have to beat your men. And obviously every single route is that same way. But I don't feel like there's anything where you're like, hey, let's go into a slant. Let's kind of confuse them. Let's hit the middle of the field. Let's go out and, do maybe a curl route of some sort. Let's find maybe some double slants kind of situation, cross patterns. Something like that would be nice. Now, this is just almost like you have to straight beat your guys. And right now you got 2 high safeties here too, guys. You got obviously a man coverage on each guys here. Essentially, he's already blocked out as double coverage. Then you got basically this safety that has to choose which guy they want to be able to look at. Now, he could essentially just look at this receiver. If this corner's got him all locked down toast, he could basically kill this lane here. I mean, if he doesn't even, he'll run back one way or another, but the same side, this could be just a dead play quick in passing. Now, once again, the X factor to this is Lamar Jackson can run the ball, right? He could take the ball and just run off over here. This whole lane could be completely clear at this point if this O-line stands up to these guys here in the box. He could just run out, no problem, have a huge lane to run, get a first down, no problem. This is probably something that I'm going to keep an eye on a lot with the Chargers in the pass game situation because, once again, I don't really feel like this is the best passing situation. It's like very much downfield, very much at some point just trying to get the deep shot and try to make our guys, our wide receivers, beat their man. It's a tough thing in the NFL to do that all the time. Now, the first down marker is just right here, guys. I mean, you got to give or take 10 yards or so, 9 yards or so, that you just need to get a first down. I feel like you're just trying to deep shot at this point. I get it. You got to do that. And I think you can do that with Justin Herbert, but can our wide receivers be able to find ways to beat some men or beat their defender? Yeah, they totally can. DJ Shark could be that guy. Darius Davis has got a lot of speed. Quentin Johnston could be one of those guys too. Or, even to say Ladd McConkey. I mean, it's fun to see kind of what this whole wide receiving core can be. I'm excited to be able to see it. I would like to see a little bit more inventiveness with this. Now, I do get it with this play right here is that you're trying to work on the flat because you're trying to see where the safety is going to go. And you can kind of jump towards the middle a little bit. But, if this guy goes down, cool, that could leave this completely open. So this receiver needs to figure out where this guy's going to go, essentially. If he moves up, you have this whole free lane to come down. That would be great. But I do feel like there should be a little bit more to this play, in my opinion. But maybe I'm just trying to get a little bit more fancy. Hey, I'm not the guy getting paid all the big bucks, right? Like Greg Roman. So this other play here I thought was interesting. I do feel like this could be something very, very much in the playbook for Justin Herbert. And the reason why is because bootleg is awesome for Justin Herbert. Rolling out of the pocket's always been an awesome thing for Justin Herbert to do. He does a great job of throwing the ball on the run. He does a great job of basically clearing out of the O-line and finding ways to dump the ball out deep. I mean, how many deep throws he's done out of the bootleg is phenomenal to watch. But the one thing I do say is that it does really essentially put all the wide receivers on the right side of the field. You got basically this receiver right here that kind of just does a small little route, get to the soft point of the defense. And then this is just go out to the flat with a running back. And then these are 2 long running plays to get to the right. Now, I get it. You're running with them as a bootleg and everything too, but you're really just kind of forcing just the right side of the field. Now, once again, Lamar Jackson being kind of Lamar Jackson, he could run the ball if he wants to and everything too. But at the same side, I do feel like there should be a little bit more, I don't know, I guess, smaller routes, shorter routes. I mean, this is all kind of dependent on what type of play it is, 1st and 10, or is it going to be a 2nd and 3 or something like that. This could be that kind of a good little play just to try out and then kind of a shorter type situations. But I do expect a lot of bootleg type situation here. Herbert rolling out of the pocket, getting into the free lane, and possibly I do expect him to use his legs a little bit more intelligently. Obviously, we want to create a pocket for our quarterback, make sure he doesn't get injured and everything. Totally get it. But I do think that this could be a play that you could see a little bit more with Greg Roman and Justin Herbert. Once again, anything could be completely different. What we're looking at here is concepts that we've seen in the past with the Ravens, with Lamar Jackson. Totally different quarterback, once again, guys. But it's going to be exciting to see what Greg Roman can do with Justin Herbert, with a quarterback like him. It's endless opportunity and so much more ability to throw the ball downfield and efficiently throw the ball downfield with Justin Herbert. So I'm excited to be able to see what it is, but these are just a couple examples of pass plays and run plays for Greg Roman. And I do expect to see a lot more new wrinkles in his offensive scheme all around. So once again, guys, want to hear from you. What's your guys' thoughts? What do you think Greg Roman's going to bring to this offense? What are some concepts that he might add a little bit more? Is there something I missed from some of the examples I have presented to you guys? But I'd love to be able to hear from you guys in the comments below. So once again, like this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not. We appreciate all your guys' support. Once again, James from Bolt Bros. Let's